Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone catch some sleep after the last week. And if I can begin by saying thank you to all our residents for their patience and thanks to all involved city staff, Hydro Ottawa, Ottawa Police, everyone for their help. It's good to get up in the news, say or it's not everyone, the majority of people back online, except some individual pockets. So our heart goes to those people still waiting for the hydro. I'd like to call our meeting to order. Before I begin, we receive a message from our colleague, the vice chair. She won't be able to join us today. Councillor Kitts won't be able to join us. So calling the meeting order for Thursday, June 2nd, 2022. Chair statement, Republic hearing for OP and zoning items. This is a public meeting to consider the proposed comprehensive official plan and zoning bylaw amendment listed as item 1 to 5 on today's agenda. For the items just mentioned, only those who make oral submissions today or written submissions before the amendment are adopted may appeal the matter to the Ontario Land Tribunal. In addition, the applicant may appeal the matter to the Ontario Land Tribunal if Council does not adopt an amendment within 90 days of recipient of the application for zoning and 120 days for an official plan amendment. To submit a written comment on these amendments prior to their consideration by City Council on June 8, please email or call the committee or council coordinator. With that, we'll start Mr. Clerk with the call.
Happy to do so, Chair. Councillor Moffat.
Here.
Councillor Meehan.
Here.
Councillor DeRuz.
Here.
Councillor Gower.
Here.
You have quorum, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Declaration of interest. See none. Confirmation of minute 31. Meeting of May 5th, 2022 of the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee. Is the minutes confirmed? Thank you. Thank you. Planning, Infrastructure and Economic Development. Item number 1, zoning bylaw amendment 201 and 221, Houston Place in Cumberland Ward. Item number 1, report recommendation that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to the zoning bylaw 2008-250 for 201 Houston Place and 221 Houston Place to prohibit residential development on the retained agricultural lands and to create exception zoning recognizing that reduced lot width for each parcel. Item number 2, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee approve the consultation details section of this report be included as part of the brief explanation in a summary of written and oral public submission. So we have no speaker, no presentation, no delegation, and no submission on this item. Can we carry that item?
Carried.
Okay, thank you. Item number 2, zoning bylaw amendment, part of 2441 Diamond View Road, West Carlton, March. Item number 1, report recommendations that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 2441 Diamond View Road to prohibit residential development and the retaining agricultural lands. Item number 2, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee approve the consultation details section of this report be included as part of the brief explanation in the summary of written and oral public submission. Is this item carried? Also, we have no presentation, no delegation, and no submission on this item.
Carried.
Okay, thank you. Item number 3, zoning amendment bylaw for 27 part of 2793 River Road in Osgood Ward. Report recommendations. Item number 1, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 2793 River Road to prohibit residential development on the retained agricultural lands. Item number 2, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee approve the consultation detail section of this report be included as part of the brief explanation in the summary of written and oral public submission. Again, there's no presentation, no delegation, no submission on this item. Is the item carried?
Carried.
Thank you.
Carried.
Item number 4, zoning bylaw amendment part of 2881 Blanchfield Road, Osgood. The report recommendation, item number 1, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 2881 Blanchfield Road to prohibit residential development as detailed in document 2. Item number 2, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee approve the consultation detail section of this report be included as part of the brief explanation in the summary of written and oral public submission. Again, the same thing, we have no one to speak on this item. So the item carried.
Carried.
Oh, the applicant is present, and that's Ryan Keon, but I think Ryan be happy if we carry this item. Am I correct?
I would be very pleased, yes.
Thank you very much. So we on the item K.
Carried.
Thank you, Ryan, for being here with us today. Item number 5, zoning bylaw amendment, part of 394043 Nixon Drive, Osgood. The report recommendation, item number 1, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 3943 Nixon Drive to prohibit residential land use as detailed in document 2. Item number 2, that the Agriculture Rural Affairs Committee approve the consultation detail section of this report be included as part of the brief explanation in the summary of written and oral public submission. This item also has no presentation, no delegation, and no submission on the item. Okay.
Carried.
Item number 6, Newark branch of the Faulkner Municipal Drain, appointment of engineer. Vito Gober, report recommendation that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council appointing Mr. Andy Robinson, PNG of Robinson Consulting Inc., as the engineer of record to prepare a report that addresses the subsequent connection to the Hewitt branch of the Faulkner Municipal Drain, including whether the Faulkner Municipal Drain downstream has the existing capacity to accommodate the additional volume and rate of the water from land not assessed for benefit that is proposed to be connected for council consideration prior to council approving or disapproving the connection under subsection 65, subsection 5 of the Drainage Act. So basically, this is just to appoint the engineer before the council made that decision under that section 65. So we have no presentation, no delegation, and no submission on this file. We have Dave Ryan and Aaron Moore if we have any question for staff or the item carry.
Carried.
Okay, thank you very much. Information previously distributed is the Ottawa Rural Clean Water Program 2021 Annual Report. Is the item received? So we have no in-camera items and we have no one registered to speak on the open mic. If we have any notice of motion for the next meetings, we see none. Inquiry, other business. Our next meeting is Thursday, June 30th. So motion to adjourn.
10 minutes, Mr. Chair.
Wow, we still did not read the, somebody said, I think the clerk said, I don't speak as fast as Scott does. So Scott reads faster than I do.
I think Scott was the fastest. He has the record.
How long was that record again, Scott? You like to remind us about it every time?
Well, you keep on asking me, so I'm happy to
Okay.
tell you. It was 90 seconds. 90 seconds.
90 seconds. Wow. We're far
It
from
was one
90
item.
seconds.
It was one item. It was just a surplus farm severance, so it was an easy one to done and dusted. I still had to read that statement though, but you're right. It's the auctioneer in me that gets me through this.
Well, thank you very much, folks. And again, thanks to all our residents who still don't have the power, and the one who had the power, thank you for your patience. So we are adjourned. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.